and full declaration. And which file do we read it? Let's go to our read drive. Is there net test file? Okay, this we will use it. Read drive test file. Okay, so my file is here. Test.xlsx, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, my file is here now. What I need to do? Next step, if I wanted to connect with Excel, I need to connect with the workbook, correct?
Workbook.
Right? WB, sorry, WB is equal to new
New
workbook.
workbook.
I'll be passing this as a parameter. Simple. Okay.
Device.
Let's add the Java dot. Okay, user module. Add rows declaration.
Exception.
Okay. All good so far. Now we have connected with workbook. My next step is to connect with the sheet. Correct.
Sheet.
XSF, sorry, XSF
Sheet.
sheet is equal to WB dot. Now which sheet? Which sheet? What is the sheet number? Sorry, let's go to that and double click on it. Test data. Correct.
Data.
Test data is my sheet name. Get. What is the method I have to use? Get.
Get sheet.
Get sheet.
Sheet.
Get sheet with the index. Get sheet with the number. What you need? Which one?
Get sheet with the name. Sheet. String name.
Get sheet with the
String
string.
dot.
Yeah, this is always. Yeah. Okay. And what is the name of the sheet?
Test data.
Test data. Is that the spelling correct? TST. Okay. Test
Yes.
data. I will add this user model. Okay. And okay. Now, so always remember whenever you are writing Excel, right? You have to remember the method. Create create cell is the method. You have to remember always. Whenever you are writing any value inside the Excel. Okay. Now now which we need to we need to check which row you are going to write. Okay, let me create. Which row? What is the row? If I wanted to use, if I want to use,
Index. First, we need to specify the heading. So, index 0.
I wanted to create one row, correct? Let's put this one.
Yes. Create row.
Dot create row index. Okay. Now I want to write in a. Let me add this one. User module import row. Start the one. No. Um, okay. What I need to add here? What I need to add?
Data type. No,
Which data
semicolon.
type? Which data type? Come on. I'll 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 see who can answer this. What needs to be added? No,
Input.
it's showing an
Input.
error.
Input.
If I
Input.
adding import, this is the result set. Now we are now not doing anything with database,
Yes.
right? We have to import
Access. Oh,
user module.
okay.
Okay. Now which
Okay.
row I'm concentrating? I'm trying to create a row which is a one. Correct?
One.
Okay. Now X SS cell equal to right row dot. I told right. Remember the create cell.
Create cell.
Okay. Create cell. Always remember. I'm writing in a cell number one. I'm creating a cell and I'll add the user model here. Okay. Now I have to, I have to set the value. Set cell
Cell
value,
value.
cell value, yeah, string,
Yes.
double quotes. I'll write some new text. Okay. In this particular cell, what I'm writing, just a sample text. Is it fine? Is that it? Or do I need to write anything? If I save this one, if I run this, will it work?
No, Vinod.
What is missing here?
We need to tell the row number.
Already it's done. See, row number is here. We are
Cell
telling row number one. We are telling cell number.
number.
Both are over. If I run this, will it write or it will not write?
We need to give the right method. Yes.
Right method. For that one day, what I need to do? I need to write file output stream.
Output stream.
Very important. Okay. What is the file name? I'm right. This is the file name, right? Add the output stream. FOS.
Dot
What is the workbook? What is the
W.
WB? Right. I have to
W.
use this one. WB dot write
Right. Of
FOS.
course.
FOS. Okay. Dot
Close. Close.
close. Right. Now, all looks good. This right. This is a file name. D colon file names are okay. Remove this one. FIS sheet. I've created row for sheet, cell for cell, added cell value. Right now, let's run it. Okay, it is completed. Or simply, if we know it is,
System.
just say that writing is completed. Some text so that we know that it is done. Let write, run it one more time. Yeah, writing is completed. So it is executed all the steps. Then only it is printing this one. Right now, let's say it has written or not. Refresh it. Always refresh it. This is the test file. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
written, right? Okay. So in general, right, in real time, you will not be writing too much of data. You will write very less data, which might be pass or fail, or some important, uh, the employee ID or some kind of a transaction ID, something which is most important one. You will be writing in Excel and store it. Okay, right. So importantly here, these two are very important. And ideally, of course, these three are very important. So first you have to declare the row, declare the cell, and then set cell value. And whenever you're writing any file, these two are very important. File output stream and write method. And write method always you should concentrate on the workbook reference variable, not on the sheet or not on uh, the file input stream variable. Okay. Any doubts here? If you can look at the code once again, it is straightforward. I don't see any complex scripting here.
So, Vinod, if we run the same script again, what will it do? It will override.
Overwrite,
This
overwrite,
one.
overwrite. Yes. If you add this, uh, just it'll Excel is open. Okay, so 1058. See, it'll overwrite because we need the updated information, right? So see, here we are practicing very small thing, but it might be some real-time transaction where you picking up from the website. Example, a payment reference number. So every time it has to pick the new value and it will be updated one. Or you know, if you are writing with the timestamp, you can check. Let's say you have a lot of data here, and you wanted to write example this data, this column that you have lot of data, right? And you want to write in this particular column J, K, L, when till here you have this data, and you want to write in this J column only. So every time that a transaction difference ID is generating, you are writing that value into this Excel. So you can pick up that particular cell value, cell address, and you can start writing it. So you can
Got it.
practice many things. Check before the cell is null. Check if it is empty. Return the value. If it is returning empty, then write. You can do many things. So all you need to do is just you can do a lot of trial and run in automation. Okay, all good.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Archana.
Yes, Vinod.
Okay. And yeah, so this is how you deal with the TXT files, CSV files, XLSX files, but importantly, you have to download the Apache POA library. Okay, so like if you have not started the practice, please make sure you are. This is the Maven project, form.xml, and mine it is a Java project, which is pure Java project, doesn't have any dependencies to be added. So if I'm dealing with manual Java projects, I need to add my jar files to my class part. That is very, very important. People will ask in the interview, but how do you map your jar files and where you map your jar files while doing automation, right? So if I'm creating the projects manually, I'll use jar files and map it to the class path. If I'm doing it in a form.xml, Maven projects, I'll put my dependencies in the form.xml. Okay,
Got it, ma'am.
all right.
Yes, Vinod.
Okay, now so we have done with all the file reading and writing concepts. Then we'll discuss something new topic. Okay. Now in automation, right? In most of the cases, what you do, do you interact with websites, you interact with web elements, and you get the data and you put it in Excel, or you read it from different sources. Okay, you read it from different sources. It's not only reading from the websites or web applications. You also read the data from different sources. So when I say sources, one of the sources reading the data from the database. Now this is your your system, and where you are writing your automation, and assume this is the DB. Okay. So what we do is, uh, so generally, how do you uh, how do you write your scripts? You write your scripts here in your Eclipse with your local machine, and whenever you execute it, right, it will it will open a different browser, correct? Whatever you are actually trying to write in the script, driver object, web drivers instances, that particular browser will open, it perform operation, it will print on the console if you are printing, or whatever is the your script objective. that is performed based on your browser and based on what you write in script. But sometimes what happens, you also deal with databases, right? So database, generally what we do, how do you deal with database? How do you deal with database? If I want to get the data, what I do? If I want to get the data from the database, what will I do? Can someone tell me?
First, we need to connect to the database and write a query to extract.
So what we do is first it is we'll uh,
Connect.
first we'll try to connect with the
Connect with
DB.
the database.
Correct? Then you'll try to decide from which database you want to connect. I mean, when I say database, you open the database and see there is a lot of databases created. Example sales or example customers. There may be a lot of databases. Okay? Then then you will realize once you finalize on the database, what you do, you'll think of which table, correct? Which table you need to get the data. Then what you do, you will write the query,
Query.
correct? You write the query, right? First is you'll connect to the database. Connection is something where you open your database, correct? You open your database and you'll try to check whether the database is correctly working. Okay. Okay. Trying to coming with packets. Okay. Okay. So I'll first connect with the DB. So once I connect to the DB, I'll go to the respective database and I'll select particular table, then I'll write a query, then I'll pick the data. Right? In the same way, so what we do is now now I have in real time, right? In real time, you need not install any kind of databases. Already the infrastructure team or the network team will do that. Already the databases are existing. All you need to do is you have to connect with the databases. Because we are practicing now, you don't have an option of production DB. Remember always in the real time, you'll be always connecting with the production database. Correct? But whatever in the practice, whatever doing now, we need to install the DB, which will be your local database. Correct? Yes or no? You understand the difference between local DB and production DB, correct?
Yes.
Okay, local DB is something which is installed in your laptop where it is not connected to any of the internet, and it is not the actual data. It is not the actual production data. It is a sample or dummy data in your local machine. Okay, for the practice purpose. You will be connecting to the production DB. Let me remove this. This is charging. Can you hear me now?
Yes, Vinod.
Okay.
Yes, we know. Yes, we know.
Right. Now, so in real time, you need not to install any of things because for the practice purpose, you do not have a database. You are going to install and do the practice. Okay. Now, for that particular reason, so what you have done is that's the reason I told you to install MySQL database. Correct. So MySQL is a database. Workbench is the place where you connect from Workbench to your database, right? So I shared the video how to install it, and this is how it looks like. How to open the MySQL DB. This is how you have to type MySQL, and you will see this MySQL Workbench. If you have to open this one, this is the home page. What you see now, this is the home page of once you install or once you
set up the DB and tables. This is the home page, and click on. This is always the username and password will be the same for the practice purpose. Generally, root is the username, and generally root is also the password for most of the MySQL workbenches, because password, if you change the password, it's a big headache. If you forgot and if you don't remember the password, it is a big headache. So the moment you click on this workbench, right? So it takes you to a editor. This is called a query editor where you write queries. Okay, so this is a sample. This is a sample DB S Aquila, where it has a lot of tables. I've got it from the internet, and it has got a lot of tables. Okay, now this is my DB. That's where you see the symbol, and these are my tables. If I select this one, these are my tables. Okay, now we are not bothered how the tables are created. We are not bothered who is created. So as a tester, you should only be bothering what first you need to ask, what database should I connect? First question, whenever you are performing any automation on any reading of databases or doing database testing, first you need to ask what is the DB name I should connect, and you should ask what is the table name I should connect, because there are a lot of tables here. Now this is a local, you have very few tables. In real time, there will be hundreds of tables. Okay, hundreds of tables. Okay, so please make sure whenever you are performing any operations, you should know what tables you're going to connect and under which database the table is lying. Okay, now, so this all my table information, right? So what I do is, like, this is one of the table actor. If I select this one in MySQL, and if I want to run it, I'll select this one. Okay, so move this one. Okay, so I'll use DB, and this is my table. So generally, when you are running for first time, right, you have to always use the database name and then run it. Then thereafter, it runs, not a problem. So this is my table in the database. How many columns are there in my table? 1, 2, 3, 4. Correct. These are my 4 columns. And how many rows are there? There are almost 200 rows.
200.
Right, 200 rows. So there might be a scenario where you need to uh, get the particular value from a table, or you wanted a particular column or particular field, or whatever. It might be anything, right? So the requirement, we are reading the data, right? With particular data from the DB to your console. So my Eclipse is here. My Eclipse is somewhere in my local machine. I have database here. So we need to first what, if I go to our first discussion, we need to first connect to the DB. Then I need to check which database. So now I know this DB is my MySQL, and database name is S Aquila, and my table is, this is the table actor. So I know which table to connect. So now I know if I write select query star, it pulls up all the records of the data. Right? Now, if I want example, a condition based data, I want the first name or last name based on my actor ID. I can write that in my select query. Okay. Now we'll try to perform an DB reading from the database with help of Selenium scripting, and we'll get the data and print on the console. Okay. Hope our requirement is clear now. What we are trying to do.
Yes.
Connect.
Okay.
Connect with. Yes.
Right. So now when we try dealing with Excel, we know what to do, right? So whenever we're dealing with database, now we should understand what we are trying to do, right? How should we connect to the database? Now let's do a new class creation, and say database reading, and I'll put it. This is my class created. Now, first thing is you need to find where the DB is lying. Okay, in the real time, people will provide the IP address and the location of that particular database. For us, because we are practicing it local, our URL or the location would be obviously localhost. Okay. Now I create a string and I create DB URL is equal to, this is my DB URL, and I'm going to create DB username. Okay, I'll put the username here, and I put string DB password. Right. So these are my three important configurational details if I want to connect with the database. Now we know, we just discussed, right? Always the username and password will be what? Root and root. So whenever you have installed, right, don't change the password. Keep that as a root and root. If you are changing the password, please make sure you are remembering it. Okay. And what is my URL? DB URL. So if I go here and okay, let me, where is that home? Okay. If I go here, if I copy, where is that? Copy connection string, copy JDB's connection string. Okay, let's check, is that the one? Yes, yeah. So it's the one. So what I'll do is I'll just copy and do the small changes. Okay, 001. And what is my DB name? What is the database name? S Akila, right? S Akila is my DB name. And what is the uh, username and password? This is my username and password. So in real time, right, you may not found this local host and the port number. This will be a different details. If let's say it is lying in some server, you will find this server details. You should not be bothering. They will provide this in the real time where which database you need to connect. Okay. Now we know for reading the Excel, we have downloaded Apache POI library. If I wanted to use DB related scripting in my Eclipse, I should have related jar files or related libraries. Now, because I'm connecting with MySQL DB, I need to have a connector in my Eclipse. Now, where will I go and search? Right? Okay, I'll go to MVN. Okay, and I'll try to search for what? MySQL connector, correct? MySQL JDBC. Yeah, take this one. Let's see what version is coming. Connector 9.2. Click on this 9.2 version, and here is my jar file. See here, I have POM and jar file. The moment you click on this, you will get the, I'll show you the softwares, my connector. See here, my connector 9.2.0. You see this, everyone? You see this, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, guys, come on. I'm not getting your voice. I don't know. So once you download it, how can I integrate with my class path? How can I integrate with the class path?
Go to the build paths.
I'll go to my project properties, go to my Java build path, right? Select the class path, right? Add jar files, correct? I'll select my connector and open it. I've already done that and it is lying here. Okay. I have already added to this part. So there's nothing I need to add because I've not see here. I've added already. Okay. You need to add it here and apply and close. Right. Now I've downloaded MySQL connector 9.2.0 version. I've configured to my build path, right? And I've installed my MySQL workbench. I have a database called Aquila. I have a table where I want to read the data from, right? So I have all the details. Now everything is ready, correct? Now I have the connection URL as well. I know the username and password. Now I have to start connecting to the database. First step is what? Connecting to the database, right? Now
Yes,
there is a that's called connection, and I could create con as a variable, right? Now I have a driver manager dot get
connection.
connection. Okay, get connection. Now let's see, is there any, because I need to pass these three URLs as there were these three parameters, right? Let's see if I have anything method dot get connection with three arguments. Okay, URL password. Yeah, this is the one three, right? Oh, it automatically taken DB URL, DB username and password, right?
Yes.
Correct. Now let me add this to a import Java SQL and add the true declaration,
Yes.
right? So now I've created a connection. I've created a connection, and connection where it is lying, this con. This is the variable it is lying. Okay. Now all good. All good now. Now what we need to do? If I go to my pane, what we have write? What did we write? Connect to the DB, right? Which database is it? So now we have connected to the database and we know which database we are targeting. What is the next option? Which table? Correct?
Table.
Correct. Which table we need to connect? Okay. Now, for that, what we need to do? We need to create a query. Correct. We should first create a query. To create a query, we have a option called statement st is equal to con dot create statement. So this is where you are going to create the statement. Add SQL Java dot SQL. Now this give me an opportunity to execute the query. Okay, right? This gives an opportunity to execute the query. So whenever we execute the query, right, we get the output. Correct? Yes or no? Whenever we execute the query, we get an output. Now output is always stored. Whenever you are dealing with database, output is always stored in a result set. Okay, or the output of the query is always stored in the result set. Let's put the res is equal to st dot execute query. We need to execute the query, right? Check where is the execute query is lying. This is the one. Can you see? The reference variable is result set.
Results.
Okay. Now I'll put it. Now let me add that SQL dot SQL for this. Now let me remove this one. Okay. What I need to put here? I need to put the query, right? Okay. So I'll go to my database here and here and I'll remove this one. Let me have a simple one. Let me run this one. After ID, there are 3 names. Okay. Let me write a simple one so that it can fetch the data. Select first name. Oh, the already is here, right? Then why do you want to write again? Let me run this. What is the value we are getting? So this is the value. Okay. Now let's use the same query here, and I'm copying. Let me copy this one and put it here. Okay. Now I know the database. I know the username and password. I'm telling that this query should be executed. What is the query? This is the query. If I run this, I have to remove this one. Okay. If I run this in my database, what is the output I'm getting? Hello. So this output I need to fetch on my console. That's the objective of the script. Okay. Any doubts so far? Any doubt?
No, we know.
No, no.
No, right? Okay. Now, so this RES has a output of this query, correct? Right? So what I do, so whenever you wanted to print this, the value which is coming of this query, right? You have to always use a method called next, right? I'll use a while loop and res dot next. The next is, if you are using this next from this point of time, right? It will go to the next record, whatever is coming out of this result. And if this is true, if it will enter into the while loop. And let me okay, let me first get the value. Okay. Now how should I get the value from the result set variable? So I have to use res dot, there is a method called get, because it's a string, right? Envelope is a string, correct? If I go to my DB, first name is what? Is of string.
String.
Now get string, there is string index column. Yeah, this is the one. And now if I run this one, where is this? There is a 4 columns, correct? There are 4 columns. Now I need to from which column, right? Now it is a always 0, 1, 2, 3, right? There are, in ideal it is 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. Now if I use 1, where is the first name is lying? First name is lying in the second, right? Second column. So ideally it starts with 0. So if I put 1, right? If I put 1, it means that this get string will get the value from the second column. Right now I'll store that in a variable called value. Okay, and I'll try to print that value. Clear? How are we writing it? So let's see. Get string value, it is string only. Okay. What is that? Excel should be applied. Close it. Let's run this one. Yeah. See, whatever is the output of this script, it is changing. Now if I put actor ID as 2, right? Actor ID as 2, what is the output it should print? Nick. Okay. Now if I'm 2, I'm saving it and I'm running it. Nick. See, it has printing the value. Okay. Now, now if I'm getting, let's say, I'm running, right? There are multiple names here. I'm also getting the this one, last update. Copy field name, copy field name. Okay. And if I'm copying and running this one, see there are two, first name and last update. Okay. Now, how will I get this value? This last update is in which column? Fourth column, right? String. This is the last update. Time is equal to res dot get. Copy this one and I put 3. What is that? Is going to print 3 or 4? What should I put here?
3.
What should I put? 3 or 4?
3. Next.
So let's see. It is running. Okay. Why it is throwing error? String time. No. Oh no, we have not changed the query here, right?
Last update will be there.
Yeah, query we have not changed it. What is the exception it throws? Column windows. Okay. First update. Run query. Right. It is printing. Column index out of range. Column index out of range. Column index out of range. So which it is pointing out. Now, can you try to guess what is the issue? Column index out of range. So describe. Let's see what is the table structure. Timestamp. Timestamp is the table time, but it should accept string. But let's check any int kind of index. Is it int? Int. Let's see. Still, it is throwing error because it is not accepting the
Index
timestamp.
range.
Okay. Now let's try to use. I try to use. Try to use the. Okay. Now it's printing here. Okay. It is column name. Let's throwing error. We'll try to fetch the different value and we'll see why how it is working. We'll remove the last update and we'll put the what is our column names?
Last
First
name.
name, last name. We'll copy field name. I'll put here. Okay, and we'll put here and see what is the output I'm getting. Nick Wahlberg. Okay, now last name. Hmm. Hmm.
No, Vinod, get string. We didn't change the index here, right? last name, first name.
Which one is that?
Get string, timestamp there. It is in the index 3 only, but the first name is not in the index 3, right?
Okay, okay. Let me check. Is this 1, 2, 3? This is last name. This is 3. This is 2.
There it is 3.
Is it 2 correct?
Yes.
Yeah, it is 2.
Mhm.
But why it was not printing the question of this timestamp? Let's get one only. Last update column, copy field name. Let's see. What is the okay? Timestamp is spelling. Generally, whenever it says index out of range, then it is something where it is not allowed to store. Uh, mm, should work because its timestamp is always a string conversion only. Now 3, 1 and 3, we are printing 1 and 3. So let's have this commented. Let's have this commented. Okay, and we'll try to and see what error it throws now. Yeah, the error is only the index. So what is column out of index range 3 greater than 1?
3 greater than 1. Why it is showing?
And 3
Anyways,
is no, it should be ideally. Let me check what is this.
when did we give that actually? 1. We didn't pass anywhere.
You're just accessing second column instead using result code. However, you're just selecting one column. Oh, okay. But here we are selecting only one value. We are not selecting any.
Multiple columns.
Yeah, correct. We are not selecting in multiple column. That's not problem is no. That's not the correct one. Duplicate. You have only one column in your set. One column and your coding results string 2.
The result set column should be set to 2 values. So it is storing. No, not, but when we are giving first name and last name, then it is storing, right? In those.
Yeah, it's behaving something differently. Yeah, these are all challenges will come. So it is still throwing an exception time. See, it is now column out of range.
Can we
Execute.
write one more result set variable for date, stamp, and try?
Can try. What is it? But I don't know. What is the see ideally if it is working this, it should also work in your that result set as well. So might be some kind of see whenever it is column out of range, that means you're calling it is only throwing for timestamp. So
Yes.
let's print it was printing first name and last name, right? In that case.
Can we just try it for this numeric value actor ID?
Where's that?
First zeroth index.
So okay,
Fourth one I can print. Fourth.
we'll write like this. What is that? Okay. First name is Penler. Okay. We'll put
Strings it is
here.
printing. Not I'm doubting like integers it is not storing.
Yeah,
Integer or
let's see.
the fourth query. Fourth number query you can try. Select actor ID from there.
No, Guinness, maybe there are too many records. So there are 4 records. You need to get confused. So let's have this one and see how many data is coming. There are 4.
Yes.
There is no uniqueness also. So let's see if it is printing numeric values once. One and two. Okay, let's see, and I will try one more way. Time. Yeah, this is the actor ID and can look first name is it's only actor ID. So it is only one column, right? So one column only. So it is 0.
Thirty.
Let's do this one. How it is working? Hmm. Okay. What is the name of the column here? Okay, let's try this one. Yes. Okay, and we'll try to add. We'll try to add. Let's start this one, right? This will copy this field and put it here. Mm, Two column names. Okay, and this time we'll remove actor ID and we'll only get the timestamp. Now I need to have only one column name, which is 0. Sorry, third column, right? If I go back to my script, last update, and what is my column name? Last update is my column name, right? And only one column. Run this one. Yes.
Vinod, can you add Niharika? She messaged me in the group. She left.
Okay. Okay. Now you understand what is the issue now. So let me put 3. See, it will not work. See here. So this is a column name, right? So we need to pass a column name. Once you pass the column name, it should work properly. This is the timestamp.
Okay. Can you try with get stamp time? It will come, the
Get
method get stamp time, and we can pass the that value of 3. Get time stamp.
it time
Timestamp.
stamp.
The
No, no,
last
see,
button.
get that. We need to pass two things. One is, say, if I go to my table, right? Either
Okay.
I have to pass the column names or the index 0, 1, 2, 3. Any two things I can pass.
Okay.
If I am
Okay.
getting from a particular, now if I want to get from this particular field, then I have to use get timestamp method to get that value. But we are getting from the column. This whole
Okay.
column name is under this particular name.
Yes, Vinod. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now here, I think we have to select the get string. Should we get string column label? See, here are two things. One is column label and column index.
Index and
But
label.
ideally, both names are same. Let's get string only. There is what you pass is more important.
Column label.
Right now, if I select column index, okay, not remove this one. Index is what? 3, right?
3.
Yes.
3, but it was throwing error.
Yes.
It is throwing out of range.
The column name is.
Yeah, it is throwing error. So it is taking column name only.
Yes.
Then why it is asking us to enter the okay, this is how it should be. Got it?
Yeah. Got it.
Okay, now let's say I wanted to write the same value. Now what is coming here if I run this? If I want to write the same value, okay, let's say what is that unique value of last update? Let's run this one. Yeah, I want to write. Okay, I'll take this query. I copied it. And what is the name of the last update only? Okay, now if I save it and print, it should print only one timestamp. Okay, now I want to write this one into my Excel. Can I write? Can I write that one into my Excel?
Yes, Vinod. Yes.
How can I write now? How can I write? So where is my result set query? Yeah, here. Can I write? Can I will start file F is equal to new file.
New file.
Which Excel file I need to write first, and I'll be declaring it. Now I'll go to my, will write in different drive. Where is the E drive and test data? Is there anything? Test data. And what is that? This is workbook. This is the quick file. This is sample data. Let's write in this. Okay, this is empty. Let's take this one. Okay. And I wanted to write double quotes and I'll put it here. It says sample
It,
data dot xlsx, correct?
yes, Vinod.
Or if you want to write in DB, there's only one DB1 file. DB1, is there any data here? Not DB1. Is there any data here? Right, this is the data. Okay, all data is complete. Let's remove this one and save it. Let's use this one. The test data, and we say what is the name of the file? DB data 1. DB capital D small d data 1 dot XLS. Okay, let's write in this. Okay, now I've declared the file. Now what should add it? So what I'll do? I'll write file insert into stream s is equal to new
Yes.
okay and f. Okay, I'm going to add declaration. No, I know the file name. No, next target is what?
We need to
Workbook, right?
create an instance for the workbook.
Workbook. Right?
HSS.
Workbook WB is equal to new workbook.
Yes.
Right now, workbook is created. And add source declaration. Okay, all good. Now, what is the next step? Should I
Sheet.
now
We
workbook
need to
is
create
sheet, right? Sheet.
Yes, we know.
HSS sheet is equal to WB dot get
Get sheet.
Get sheet. I'll go with the get sheet. Okay, this
We
now
need to pass
I
the sheet name.
sheet name. Go here. What is the DP1 sheet? Actor data.
And data.
Okay, and ACTOR actor BATA. Add this the user module, right? What is a step here next? No, I know the sheet. I know the sheet. What is next? I need to know the cell, right?
Row or cell.
Yeah. So in which row I want to write? So what I'll do is F cell equal to sheet dot get row, and I'll write in index row number 1. I have to create. Okay, I have to create
It's cell.
cell. I'll write in somewhere in 6. See, I'm randomly picking up some cell and writing it. Okay, so correct. Now this value needs to be written, right? So we have some timestamp or value coming into this. What I need to do? How should I write now? Cell dot set cell value.
Cell
Correct?
value.
Set cell value string value. Correct. Now my while loop is closed here. Then I have to write the file output stream, right? I'll copy this one. I'll put it here and just change the file path. This is the file path. Right. Let me close this one. Now I'm picking the value from the DB and I'm writing in an Excel in a particular cell. Okay. Let me run this one. File not found. What is the system cannot specify the file? There is a file, right? DB data 1. What is the file here? What we have file created is DB data 1.xls. The same file, all right? File not found. DB1. DB1. Oh, DB1. Okay. What is it mistake? Can you identify?
XLS6.
Yeah. Let me 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let it be. This file will remain with DB file. This name of file DB file. DB file. And where is my file? DB file. And this already written Penload will remove this one. Close that, but and close it. Save it. Now let's run this. Null pointer exception. Why it is throwing null pointer exception? Which method is this? Why it is? Can you guess what is a mistake?
Uh, maybe in that 6 cell.
Null
Six.
value.
So if I open this DB file, what it says now? Row 1, cell 6, correct?
All.
Cell.
Yes,
This is the
null.
row, correct?
No,
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6 is the null.
It's correct only, no?
Yes.
Because sheet is null.
Maybe sheet name,
Oh,
employee data.
this
We need.
employee data, right? Good catch. So
Because
it
I
is
got
opening
this.
DB file. Okay, so it is correct. Employee. These are all, see how many things you need to take care for writing automation. Now let's run this. Close this one. Now run this one. Right? It has printed. So now open this DB file. Yeah, it is printed, right? See?
Yes, null.
Okay. So this is how you have to write read the database and write the value in the database. So while writing, this is important. Dot next. And this connects as a string, and you should know where to declare the Excel files. Where to actually uh, create the file input stream, where to create the file concepts. Okay. Any doubt? Any doubt?
Null.
Like we can write separate methods for these, right?
Separate methods inside my class, is it? You want to write it separately like this?
Yes, like
Yeah, we can write. Yeah, we
open
can write.
to workbook.
You can write and you can call inside the class.
What we can achieve with this minimum? I mean, this with the help of MySQL workbench. So we are fetching the query and we are importing in the writing in the file, right? So what we can do further means any more scenarios on this.
See, it is, see, you need to first learn how to pick a value from a DB, how to write in an Excel or in a
Okay.
notepad. That is the important one. But which scenario you write depends on the project, depends on the requirement. It might be anything. Like say, uh, the customer, there is a payment, mutual funds. Okay.
Okay.
Now, customer browses through this mutual funds and he makes the payment. And there is a payment reference ID which generates after the payment. And you want to check that particular scenario is working fine or not. That you will run your script early morning 1 hour. So your script will go to that mutual fund site, fill all the test data, make 1 rupee payment. Payment is successful. Then a reference ID is generated. That reference ID will go and sit in the database actually,
Okay.
right? So now what you do, once the payment is successful, you need to hit the database and get the reference ID. And you will write it in Excel sheet, all the reference IDs. For all this tested data, this is the reference IDs. So if after like 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, if I see this Excel, if I have this test data and all the payment reference IDs generated, then I'll assume that that particular website, mutual funds is working fine, right? All the payments are happening correctly. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
If the
Yes.
payment generation is not happening properly, it means whatever you are fetching the value from the DB, right? If it is null, it means that that payment did not go through. Or if developer is writing, example, if the payment did not go through and he's writing some text, example, what text? Payment failed. Example, he's writing this status if the payment is failed. If not, he's printing the timestamp, whatever is printed here, right? If it is printing the timestamp, then payment is successful. If this is failed, then he's writing this message as payment failed. While fetching the data, if you find this is coming up, right? Now this payment fail is coming here. What do you understand by this now? Right? Now let's say this is payment fail for some and it is passed for some. Now you identify this for this test data. Example, there are few failed cases. Payment did not go through for few customers, correct?
Yes, sir.
And for few customers, it is going through. So it means there is some issue with the payment system. Then you will alert the developer, you will alert the manager that there is some issue with this particular website and payments are not going through well. Okay. Now, I'll just give an assignment. Can you try today? That should be completed today only, not 2 days, 3 days. Now, what is the assignment? Can you, okay. Now, you have our website, right? Which is this one. We'll start with the form. Where is that form actually? It was having a form, right? Mm, What was the form? Can someone try check what is the form name here? Form, forgot password, frames, registration or something? Local image, text box, drag and drop, content entry, add. Menu, floating menu, indication. Something was there. Form. Not this one. Inside this, there was a form, correct?
Yes, Vinod. Okay.
Mm.
Form.
Not remembered.
We different format of
Inputs.
it, right? That one you're saying?
No, it was having a form where we have automated. Someone quickly search for a form. I'll be back. Okay, Archana shared it. Very good. Archana, I think it's just text comment.
This one only. Format project.
It is 100 please. Yeah, this one. Okay. So what you do is you will you launch this form, and you will not hard code. You will prepare in an Excel sheet, XLS or XLSX, whatever you want. You will get the data from the Excel, first name, last name, job title, and you select manually this one, and you select manually this one, and give the date, submit form. Once it is submitted, right? Now, example, this is my Excel sheet. You are here, you are having username. What is the data here? First name, last name, job title, everything is here. Once it is submitted, go and write in the Excel in the last column, put as status. Once it is submitted successfully, write as, come here and write success. First name, last name, what else is there? Job title and status. So prepare for minimum 15 to 20, whatever you want, minimum 15. So it should come, it should pick the first name, it should pick the last name, should pick the job title and fill the details. It will hit on submit. Once it is successful, it should validate and it should come back and write the form has been successfully done. Then you have to write the success. If form did not submit due to some reason, it should write as a failure. Is it okay, everyone?
Yes, Vinod.
This one.
Archana, I want you also should write it.
Yes, Vinod.
By
Vinod,
what time it
can
is?
we write only on one single page coding, Vinod, or multiple pages?
Multiple pages. Sorry, what is the question?
We write for single uh, we retrieve data from Excel file and put that a success or a fail. We have to write that code in a single page or multiple page for multiple rows.
That's what 15 to 20 test data you have to create from
Okay.
here to 15 test data.
Okay. Vinod.
Hope, hope the question is clear, everyone. Hope you understand it.
Yes, we know.
Yes.
Any doubt?
No.
See, again, don't ask me in WhatsApp. This should I do that? If you have any doubts, tell me. I will clarify.
We can automate those drop downs as well, right? So you told to like Do it manually.
Manually, we have to
No,
do
manually in a sense,
that
there is
part.
no data coming from Excel. So you can select whatever you want and through automation only.
Okay.
Vinod,
Yes. Rajalakshmi, any doubt that you have?
no, Vinod. Already we created the that form submitted last time. You are fetching to the Excel. Is it right?
Yeah, you should fetch the data from Excel each time
Excel each
and you
time.
have to submit it with the form.
Yes. Add the extra status form.
And once a form is submitted, you have to validate and you have to write that in the Excel sheet.
Yes, Vinod. Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
I will try.
Okay. And what database that you have created? Oh, sorry, what tables that you have created in the table in the uh, MySQL? Can individually post me in text what kind of tables you have created? Sri, Niharika,
I
Archana, and
didn't,
Rajalakshmi.
I mean, I didn't create any table, I just created database name. That's it.
Okay, what table you are going to create?
Employee.
What table you are going to create?
Like company table, any sample tables, Vinod, you are asking, like,
I don't mind anything. I'm just asking you. So whatever table you are creating, right? I
yes,
want one particular value printing on the console, and the same should be written in the Excel sheet.
okay.
Those I have created. So any one value to from two tables.
No, from one table.
Okay.
That should print on the Excel, right? So,
Print on the.
Vinod, for
Yeah.
that assignment,
See, there are two
first we have
assignments.
to
One assignment, there are two assignments. One, you have to fill the form from the Excel sheet. Once the form is submitted, you have to write success or failure. That is one assignment. Okay. Second one,
yes.
any database that you create, right? I don't mind anything that you create, employee, company, customer, products, anything. Get any value from the table, any value, I don't mind. That value, either numeric or string, print on the console first, like we have done, correct? Print on the console. Then the same value you should write in the Excel sheet. Here. Wherever you want, you can write it. I don't mind. You got it right?
Yes,
yes, Vinod.
Yes,
Two
Vinod.
assignments. Archana, what is your doubt? Tell me.
Uh, Clear, Vinod.
Clear, right? And
For first assignment, we no need to create a table in SQL, MySQL. But second assignment, no, for that assignment, we have to create a first table in MySQL, and then we retrieve from the data from that MySQL, and that will print on uh,
sorry, Archana, I
the
lost you for a couple of minutes. Sorry. Can you repeat what you said?
for first assignment, we no need to create table on MySQL.
No. First assignment, there's nothing related to tables.
tables.
First assignment is only form. Only form.
But for second assignment, we have to create a first table in MySQL. Then we retrieve data from that SQL table to our form, Heroku app form.
Right.
This is right, Vinod.
No. What is form again? Why are you confusing yourself?
First, we
No, Archana. See, Archana. This is a form. Okay.
yes, Vinod.
You have to get the data from the Excel sheet. What data you'll get?
Yes.
First name, last
First
name,
name, last
job
name, job
title.
title.
This you
Then
will
we
do automation.
automation
Then
and
you will
then
select this one. You'll submit.
submit.
Once it is
Right
submitted, your script should validate whether the form successfully submitted or not.
or not?
Then it will come back and write pass or fail in the last column.
Yes.
Here. Yeah, this is the one. Okay, this
Yes.
is one assignment.
One asset.
Second one, create one database, create one table.
Yes.
Okay, create one database, create one table. You write any query on the table. Print any value here. I'm printing this one,
Yes.
right? Like this. You print any
Yes.
one value. The same value you fetch and print on the console. The same value you have to write it in the Excel.
Yes. Vinod.
Others clear?
Clear, Vinod.
Yes,
Just can you share that only connectors part, the
today,
script,
today code is shared.
complete code? Actually, that is the assignment. So,
See, be careful. This port number might be different. Don't just blindly copy and run the code. This port number will different. This DB will change. Hope you understand, right?
actually, that port number, when we are following that particular
The port number
video which you
remains
have
same most of the
shared,
time.
the
Yeah.
port number was same, actually.
But sometimes be careful. What is a port number you should check? How should I check my port number? If I go here, home, see here, localhost, it is displaying 3306. Okay. Or I can do edit connection. Can also check here. This is the port number. Okay. If based on your laptop, based on the installation, it might change or it might not change. Be careful. Okay. If you
Okay.
want to check whether it is working fine or not, do a test connection. It should say successful. Port number is this, username is this. Okay.
Okay.
I want this two scripts should be completed today. Try to complete today. You should be completing it. And once you complete it, then we are good. Because tomorrow we'll move on to the another topic. Tomorrow will be the important one. Tomorrow, uh, tomorrow can we connect at 9 to 11 something? Is it fine? Tomorrow,
Yeah,
9 to 11?
for me it's okay, Vinod. I just
Okay.
Okay. So tomorrow we'll connect 9 to 11. A little bit more time also. Not sure.
Vinod.
1 minute. Yeah, Archana.